Robert C. Mason is a Vietnam War veteran and author of several books, including his first best-selling memoir, Chickenhawk. Mason piloted Huey Slicks in the United States Army as a Warrant Officer 1. He sailed to Vietnam with the 1st Cavalry Division and served a one-year tour, 9 months with the 1st Cav, the last 3 months with the 48th Aviation Company. After an initial month of living in a pup tent, chopping stumps to clear land for the airbase but doing very little flying, things started to pick up. Company B, 229th, was involved in the Battle of Iowa Drang. Mason and his fellow pilots flew many missions to resupply the infantry and pick up wounded, since at the time Cav medevac helicopters were not allowed to fly if the landing zone was hot. In gripping detail, Mason provides accounts of many of the missions and battles, including the Battle of Bong Sun and Happy Valley and Chickenhawk. He also gives the reader an idea of the complexities of flying a helicopter and the unique demands of being a helicopter pilot in combat. Mason transferred to the 48th Aviation Company in May 1966, although he called it the 49th in the book. He continued to fly helicopters, including assault missions for the 101st Airborne in Dactu as part of Operation Hawthorne in June 1966. Mason carried out other flying tasks and tells funny stories about life in the 48th, including flying drunk and trading for block ice. After his one-year tour of duty, Mason became an instructor pilot at Fort Walters, Texas. Eventually he was grounded for dizzy spells and diagnosed with combat fatigue resulting from his service in Vietnam. Combat fatigue was later renamed post-traumatic stress disorder. In 1979, Mason began to write a book about his tour in Vietnam. He named it Chickenhawk, after a conversation he and his friend and fellow helicopter pilot Jerry Toller had in 1965 while waiting to pick up some GIs in Vietnam. The two were describing their alternating feelings of terror and courage as they flew missions. In 1981, Mason was arrested for smuggling marijuana on a boat from Colombia. A month later his agent sold Chickenhawk to Viking Penguin based on the 1/3 of the book Mason had delivered. Mason didn't tell anyone of his arrest, including his agent and his editor, until they finished the rest of the book and read the last page. Chickenhawk was published in 1983, and Christopher Lehman Haupt gave it a stunning review in the New York Times. Mason was invited to appear on the Today Show on a Wednesday and had to show up at Eglant Federal Prison Camp on the following Friday. Chickenhawk became a hardcover and paperback bestseller. It was given rave reviews all over the country, which inspired People magazine to do a story on his troubles under the heading Trouble. Mason was released from prison on May 17, 1985. He has subsequently published 2 novels, Weapon and Solo, as well as a second memoir, Chickenhawk. Back in the World. In 1996, Columbia TriStar released a film based on Mason's first novel, but which used the title of the second. Bibliography. Chickenhawk, ISBN 0-670-215821. Solo Series. Solo, ISBN 0-399-13734-3. Introduction to Recovering from the War, by Patience H. C. Mason, ISBN 0-14009912-3. Chickenhawk, Back in the World.